Growing up in Western Kenya, I frequently fell ill with an illness that I later on learned was malaria. Each time my mom took me to the hospital, the only thing I wanted was to sit on Dr. Luoch's swivel chair, an honor he never accorded me despite multiple requests. He insisted each time that to sit on that chair, I needed to study hard and become a doctor before he could let me sit on it. 2 decades later, as a young doctor, I got my chance. I was posted to be the doctor for Suba district, which is on the shores of Lake Victoria in Western Kenya. Suba, for those who may not know, is one of the most beautiful parts of Kenya. Rolling hills, just like Aspen, but also one of the most underserved regions of our country. The 250,000 people living there then were scattered around 17 islands in Lake Victoria with only one doctor to serve all their needs. So when I got this job, I took it as a challenge, an opportunity to live my dream, to be the doctor that I always wanted. So when I reported to my news station, there was some good news and also some bad news. And let me start with the bad news. The doctor's office in my new hospital did not have my dream chair. Yeah. But the work was great. The community appreciated it. I worked so hard and I enjoyed it. The midnight surgeries, the deliveries in the dead of the night, I was living my dream. To be honest with all of you, those few years were the most joyous part of my career because I felt really successful. One Friday evening, at the end of a really long week, I was ready to take a break with my friends and to go out and have a drink and some meal, when I was called to go back to the hospital to review one last patient before I go away. So getting to the maternity unit, I found a woman there. Her name was Emily. She was 22 years old, just about to get her first baby. And when I did examine her, I realized that the baby was too big. So there's no way she was going to give birth normally. So I immediately decided that we were going to do a cesarean section and ordered my team to make arrangements so that we can do it. Walking into the OR a few minutes later, I was ready for another victory. And as we do it normally, I had a last-minute chat with her before she could be put under anesthesia. And she asked me just one question. Doctor, will I come from this surgery alive? Of course, I reassured her that it will be well. I had done more than 300 of such surgeries successfully, so there was no need for her to worry. With a signal from the head of the table, the anesthetist told me that we are ready to go. And as usual, I made my first incision, and I immediately knew we were in deep trouble. Something had gone terribly wrong. The tube, or the tubing, that is supposed to give her oxygen, instead of going towards the lung, had gone towards the stomach, and she was choking. So immediately, did what I had to do, which was to rush and get the baby out as the rest of the team tried to resuscitate Emily. Despite all our efforts, we were able to get the baby alive, but Emily died on the table. Facing the family, who were in the waiting room just outside, was really tough for me. You know, this is a young woman in good health, with a very expectant husband looking forward to their first baby. And here we are, the mother had died on us. So walking into this room, I didn't know what to expect. But I explained to them that we did what we had to do, but unfortunately, the mother passed on. They were all in tears. The husband was crying, the rest of the relatives were crying. but they accepted her death as an act of God. Sometimes I wonder why this particular incident sticks with me. As a doctor working in the developing world, or even here, patients die when you're taking care of them. But this particular one was tough for me. So it taught me two things: that it is not just enough to have a good doctor. It's like landing a plane. So many things have to be right for you to be able to save lives. And that is why today I work on addressing these gaps in the health system, that if they are not done correctly, we will not be able to save lives. I work on ensuring that we have oxygen at all the health facility, and that we train our nurses to be able to administer anesthesia effectively. Thank you very much.